It's Friday, it's 7 p.m. and welcome to another edition of Iris Live. Today is day 4 of the 2020 Iris Prize LGBT+ Film Festival, with this year's films and features all online and completely free. On tonight's show, our studio guests are Manchester-based filmmakers Lloyd A. Morgan and Neil Eli. We've got more film reviews, and Holly is still exploring what you've been saying about Iris and the films on social media. Later, Lloyd will also join Matthew David Hill and friend discussing Joy Friday. The mind boggles, and we'll say goodnight as we always do with the Iris blogger. So first up, I'm delighted to be joined in the studio by Lloyd A. Morgan and Neil Eli, whose film Sam screened on the opening night of the festival. Guys, thanks for coming down. It's good to see you both.
Thank you for having us.
Well. Good to have you here. And this is just strange again. I've got new guests in a room with me in the strangest of times. This must be really weird for you guys too.
Well, yeah, it is weird, isn't it? But it's nice, it's refreshing to be actually doing something like slightly
definitely.
human, do you know what I mean? It's
and
nice.
also, talking about your incredible film, the reception has been staggering. I think we've got a clip, in fact. Let's have a reminder.
Yeah.
And I've learned to win.
Is I've
learned to see the good in you. Somehow. Well, I've memorized all you said. I was brought to life when we saw the dead. But love's not lost, just on its way.
Incredible. I mean, the reception really has been staggering. Loads of people talking about the film. Tell me how the film came about. How was it initiated? How did it get going?
Well, originally it started because I was teaching drama in a group for people with learning disabilities. So Lloyd and I was developing a show for stage with a group of probably about 30 people with learning disabilities, and the topic of that we was discussing all different things on the topic of sexuality, and when we were discussing what wasn't really seen on TV or in theatre, like sexuality, love, relationships kind of kept coming up again and again and again. So it was a bit like there's something, do you know what I mean, that should be explored really. So we kind of developed the film from that, didn't we, initially?
Yeah.
And what were you looking to achieve with the film?
I think we just wanted to get, you know, a story out there that the young people that we'd been working with disabilities felt they hadn't seen on screen. So we wanted to, you know, create that story and just, you know, show that people with learning disabilities do have sexualities, that they can, like, you know, love and have relationships. I think there's still like a massive kind of taboo around it. It's really kind of untouched ground and people are scared to talk about it, where they shouldn't be really. I think people should be having these conversations, and I hope this film is starting to, you know, make people have these conversations about people with disabilities, that they can love and that they do have sexuality.
Yeah, and I believe I'm right in saying that it's not, there wasn't also disability on screen, but off screen as well, that you had crew members with disabilities.
Absolutely. Yeah, so like we had a very tight, small budget, but we definitely wanted to keep integrity and be like, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right, do you know what I mean? And like include as many people as possible. So we had like a day where like people could come down, like use the camera, get to, do you know what I mean, be on set, like get involved in that. And not just learning disabilities as well, like people like we filmed in Burnage, which is a very lower working class, I'm from Burnage. So we invited everybody down. So basically we just had like loads of people there just coming and getting involved. Like, so yeah, it was probably like out of all the films that we've ever done, it's probably for me like incorporating my two passions, my two jobs, which is working with people with learning disabilities and then like filmmaking, bringing them together was just like, I loved it. It was mad, but I loved it. Like, yeah.
And like I said, the response speaks for itself. I mean, we had a screening on opening night. The feedback was incredible. What's it been like for you to receive the feedback about the film?
It's been amazing. Like, you know, we've had such great response from people who have learning disabilities, who, you know, in the UK there's 1 million people who have a learning disability who identify as LGBTQ, and we've had a lot of response from that community telling us that it's wonderful to see, you know, themselves on screen for the first time, because I do think it is something that hasn't really been on screen. So it's been, you know, for us it's been wonderful getting the feedback, hasn't it?
Yeah, amazing.
Really, really wonderful.
And the film, what will happen with the film next? Because I did read something about the possibilities that you might expand on the film, make it into a feature rather than just a short.
Yeah, absolutely. We're kind of in talks about that at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah, we've got interest and we're all being well shooting it next spring, the feature film version. So yeah, it's going to happen. We're definitely going to do it, aren't we?
And do the same thing as well, like make sure that it's a film that includes as many people. Like, do you know what I mean? Everybody, like, we want to make sure that we workshop it, like, and do it kind of the right way, really.
Sure.
So.
But obviously, it's difficult times right now for the entertainment industry and film sector. Do you believe that, you know, with the circumstances we're in, that that's going to be difficult to achieve? How do you think you're going to approach it going forward?
I think we're really lucky. We've got a great producer on board, Nell Green, who is shooting at the moment and, you know, doing it all COVID safely. And she's currently doing a feature film. And, you know, I think that we're going to do it safely and follow the model that the film industry is taking now, making feature films. So I think, you know, we're going to do it and do it safely and hopefully get it shot in spring.
That's
Who
good.
knows what's going to happen? Do you know what I mean? Like, you just got to carry on, haven't you? Like, keep going, see what happens. We don't know what's going to happen next year, so.
Well, fingers crossed you'll be able to complete the film and we'll see it soon enough. Bring it back to Iris if you can.
Yeah, hopefully.
That'd be great. Guys, it's been lovely to talk with you. Thank you so much for coming down today, especially for Iris. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you
Enjoy
very
the
much.
rest of the night as well. So, of course, we are still watching films, and many of the feature films have actually sold out of free tickets. But don't worry, there are endless free tickets for the short film programmes. And on Monday morning, tickets go on sale for everything, including the features, as the festival will continue until the end of October. More details on our website at irisprize.org. Next, let's find out what some of our film reviewers have been talking about.
Hi, I'm Belinda. This is my 10 years of coming to Iris Festival, and it's been an amazing experience so far, albeit it's a little bit strange this year. The film I liked most was Wings. I love how this story, they start off with completely different lives, to be fair, and at the end, these two women have formed such a bond together throughout this film, and it was quite a confliction because she loved both her husband and the other woman, and it was quite sad that she had to go without her for all those years, but ended up together with her, and I think it was a really touching movie that everyone should watch. I had a go at playing Iris Bingo last night, which was very, the most bizarre, funniest bingo I've ever played in my entire life. I think Jolene did the most amazing job, and considering it was online and it was different this year, I think it was truly a funny experience.
You can lie at this point, I don't even care, I'm not going to check the numbers. Is anyone close?
Good luck with the rest of the festival. I've enjoyed it so far. There's been a lot of great films shown, and I hope everyone enjoys the Iris experience.
Hi, I'm Angela Clark. I'm a filmmaker based in Cardiff and an avid Iris fan. And so this week I've been trying to catch up with some films online because obviously it's been a bit weird not being able to see everybody face to face, but such is the nature of the beast in 2020. So I've started watching some of the international films. So I caught up with Victoria, which was a lovely short film. I think it's made by a Spanish director, I might have to check. Yes, someone just nodding at me in the background and realised I hadn't done all my research. But yeah, so it's a lovely kind of simple moment in time that's caught on camera between a lady called Anna and her ex-partner who's now transitioned and is known as Clara. And it's about them meeting for the first time since Clara has become the person that she wanted to be. And it's all shot in a beautiful flower shop, and it's all quite intimate, and it's just about those moments of, I guess, Anna trying to work out where she belongs, that she still has feelings for Clara, even though Clara and her aren't in a relationship anymore. And so it's a really simple moment, but really beautifully captured on camera, filmed in this delicious looking flower shop. And then the other one that I've caught up with is Selma After the Rains. And again, I think that's a Brazilian film, shot in black and white. I love a bit of black and white. And it's quite, that one's shot probably slightly more kind of, a bit more dramatic, and it's all based around, again, a character who has transitioned and her relationship with her mum. And basically her mum has, I want to say it was Alzheimer's, I think it is, and she basically doesn't really, I guess, she's used to having seen what she perceived to be her son in one particular way, and now when her son comes back in her eyes, as a woman, she's kind of struggling with that whole identity. And again, I think it's you probably don't see as many stories coming out of that particular region about that particular issue. So I think, again, it's good for local audiences in Brazil to be able to have films like that they can identify with, because it helps give people that are transitioning and struggling themselves some sort of sense of they're not alone. So I can't wait to look forward to. There's loads more to go, and I'm way behind on it. But I'm going to try and spend this weekend ploughing through and catching back up so that I can get up to speed, because there's always some gems in amongst the pile. So yeah, there's something for everybody. I'd encourage you to go online and have a look and enjoy the rest of the festival.
Time for my favourite part of the night now. It's social media time, and with me to tell me all about it, it's Holly. Hi, Holly.
Hi, Tom. How
Welcome
are
back.
you?
I'm good. I'm good. Very excited. As always, I love social media. I'm just obsessed. So I gather film reviews, hot topic tonight. We've got lots of reviews coming in from our viewers.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had some great reviews today. Starting with Jake, who said that Adam Tyler's Just Me was brilliant work all round, with brave and truthful performances from Fionn Evans and Sam Buchanan. Nuz was crying and got chills watching My God, I'm Queer. CG III said that The Shawl was a feast of wit and that Orville and Bob had their heartstrings a-quiver.
Feast of wit is the best compliment I've ever read. That's brilliant.
It's a good one, isn't it? They should put that on the poster. Robert says to be sure to watch Dungarees. Maggie's been catching up and said that the stories have been fresh and unique, and in particular enjoyed The Cipher and Irish short Pretty Girl, and she was very moved by Sheer Avery's story too.
Wow, that's nice. Nice, good stuff. Now, this a bit of a different festival this year, as you know. We're online, which is not the norm for Iris, but we're doing it and we're loving it, and it's good fun. And I gather we got some opinions about that as well.
Yeah, we absolutely are. I mean, as well as some more fun films. So Ollie had said that he loved When in Rome and said that that was hilarious and relatable. And in general about the festival, Jason said that Iris is continuing with great quality and strength. And we're thrilled that the online festival means that we're reaching people like David, who's a first-time Iris visitor, and he's looking forward to the Joy Watch-Along at 8 p.m, which is your last chance to watch along live this year with the film programmes.
Make sure you do that at 8 p.m.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Now, the other big change, of course, that it's fantastic that we're online. Of course, we're missing out on the venues that we used to be in the previous festivals, which we really enjoyed. They've been reaching out to us as well.
Yeah, they have. We've been so touched by our local venues reaching out in support of Iris. We've heard from the Sherman, the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama, St David's Hall, who obviously we filmed Cassie's piece in conjunction with, the Oriel Davis Gallery, Mary's, and many, many more. And we're feeling really embraced by our Cardiff community.
That's lovely. And our thoughts are with all those venues who are struggling, not just those, but all those in Cardiff and across the UK at the moment. So hopefully times will change soon enough and we can get back in there and enjoy the entertainment and enjoy the fun.
I do hope
now,
so.
Iris in the Box is still making a huge impression.
It absolutely is. So we've had some very exciting friends modelling their Iris in a Box today. We've got West End legend Ben Forster in his Iris t-shirt.
Wow.
And Steps superstar Ian H. Watkins
I love it.
has got his box.
Love it. Well, do you know what? I don't have an Iris in the Box. I need to sort this out.
I think they're all sold out
Oh,
now,
that's it
Tom.
now.
I think you've missed your moment.
Gutted. They'll be on eBay before you know it. I'll have to buy one off Ian.
Limited edition.
Now, I gather last night we had a special treat after the show. Live event with our Jolene. Made quite an impression with quite a few people.
I mean, I think we can all agree with Belinda here, who said it was hilarious and a great night in, but it sort of felt like a night out. And we're really lucky that tonight we're going at 9 p.m. live to the Golden Cross through the magic of Facebook. And so definitely tune in on Facebook Live then to see the Queens.
Golden Cross tonight, that's going to be exciting. Good stuff. Holly, great to speak with you. I think I'll catch you on Sunday night now, I believe.
Yeah, we'll catch up about the winners.
Can't wait, can't wait. I think we're going to take a quick break now. We'll be right back with plenty more here on Iris Live. Don't go anywhere.
Lara.
We can't go back. The doorway between worlds has been opened.
I've traveled so far. I found myself here.
You have come here for a purpose.
I don't know who to trust anymore.
You can trust me.
Finally, someone else to talk to.
The fate of many worlds may rest on you.
Welcome back. Tonight, in the third of our nightly sessions, Jolene and friends will be talking about Joy Friday. Okay, but first, we're going to take a quick look at this clip.
Så, vad heter du? Ayman. Ayman? Ja, jag har skrivit in det som Mysterious Man.
Jag brukar inte berätta vad jag heter förrän efter att jag har legat med någon.
Okej. Ja, så 20 minuter i förväg denna gång.
Gorgeous people of the internet, welcome to the glamorous part of the show, Jolene and Friends, which is essentially 5 minutes of watching me breathe in and sit strategically so we don't get any Ofcom complaints. It wouldn't be a Jolene and Friends without a wardrobe malfunction, guys. So tonight, I have a broken earring, so I've got one earring in. It just looks like I'm waiting for a parrot to arrive, doesn't it, guys? But I'm not going to let it get me down because I'm in a good mood. I'm joyful today because it's Friday.
You are very joyful. And can I just clarify, I've not broken the earring, but I may have broken the dress.
Sabotage, guys,
Yeah,
sabotage.
well, it is Matthew and Friends after all. And today, we are talking about queer joy with our lovely friend, Lloyd.
Woo, very handsome as well.
Welcome, welcome, Lloyd. Welcome to Matthew and Friends.
We'll see.
So, what is queer joy for you, do you reckon then, Lloyd?
I mean, in terms of like filmmaking for me, I guess it's about like, as a queer filmmaker myself, like having, you know, a lot of joy on set. Like when we filmed Sam, like the actor George Webster was a bundle of joy, and like just every time we all cut, like he was smiling and laughing, and it was just infectious around the whole set. And we try and have a joyful atmosphere and make it like a family. So like that's kind of it for me, I guess.
I've got to say, like, ever since like the films have been going out and going to festivals, especially Iris, like the Instagram feed of everyone, like your whole cast are just absolutely buzzing every time the film's being shown, and that's a joy for me to watch. Yeah, so it's definitely a good thing. I think I've seen the evolution of films within Iris since, what, the 8 years that I've been going, or maybe even longer. How old are we now, Joe?
We're not
How old
gonna
are we
observe all
telling
that
people?
information. From my point of view, I think my joy comes from performing, guys, because I think I give a lot of joy to you people, don't I? I give a lot back to you lot.
I think you do. Did anyone win the bingo last night, Joe?
We're not talking about the
very
bingo,
sure
guys.
it.
We're going to change that next year.
But, OK, so let's talk about that in terms of lockdown, the specific thing that we're in now. Everyone's in different... You said you're going back into lockdown on
Well,
Monday,
we don't
right?
know. Apparently on Monday, yeah.
Okay. So what are the joyful things that we can do in lockdown? I know...
You could take me with you. I could...
Yeah. I tell you what, she does a cracking bingo, so you just need to watch that live.
I do a lot of things at balls. We'll be fine, guys.
Amazing, perfect.
But what is it that you do to get your joy into your life when you're stuck inside?
And keep it PG, please.
Yeah,
please.
We don't want you to know about that.
Not talk about chat roulette. No,
yeah. No, absolutely not.
I mean, yeah, for me, it's watching films. Like I'm writing scripts with Neil. Like we've tried to stay really creative. You know, we've been writing short films, we've been writing TV shows, we've just been writing and like trying to create stories that are going to bring joy when all this is over. Like I think.
Have you caught a Jolene over live show during lockdown.
My little Facebook lives.
Well,
I
I
don't do
think
them anymore now.
we've cast you, haven't we, in our next film in the dressing
I have.
room?
This is an
so-
exclusive, guys. I've been cast. It's going to be the most joyful film next year at the Iris Prize, I think.
Yeah.
I've started watching Banana again, which is back on Netflix with our lovely friend Lynn Hunter, friend of the show. And I find they're quite... I think Banana's quite... Because, you know, it's written from the perspective of queer people, but I don't think they're downtrodden stories necessarily.
No, and I think
they're
Russell
quite-
T Davies is really clever at that,
We
hitting
love
like
him.
a really good subject. Shameless plug from myself here. It's not about your single, Jolene. But I've just started writing over the last year, and I don't know if you find the same thing, especially if you're hitting a specific subject, like mine's about body image in the queer community. And you don't always want it to, I don't know, the way, my perspective, I don't always want it to be, even though it's my personal story, always sad and hitting those dark moments, because to make it counterbalance, you need the light within a story, and actually you can make certain subjects fun and exciting, and I think your film definitely does that.
Yeah, I mean, I think we used a lot of kind of improvisation as well, and got, you know, what are both our actors, Sam and George, you know, felt was joyful, you know, as teenagers, and what they enjoyed doing, and we tried to put that in the film. You know, all the banter between them was real, so I think that kind of helped bring that joy out in it naturally, like.
Yeah, and I think you really get that from the film. But I know us as performers, we don't like to be too scripted, as you can probably tell.
What do you
on
mean?
Matthew
This
and
is all
Friends.
scripted. How dare you?
But I think there is that joy in that experimental vibe that you can have in films. Is that something that you always try and create when you make your films and your scripts?
Yeah, definitely. I think, like, me and Neil really love using improvisation and getting naturalistic performance, and people's like real input on what, you know, like you're saying about joy is, and like what they find fun and what they think is like a real human experience, and that's what we always try and do as filmmakers. So.
And what about you, Jolene? Like, if you're going to perform on a night, do you plan it in advance? Like, how do you, because you always bring joy. I mean, I've had way too many tipples and done karaoke. I've dragged you to karaoke at the King's many times, but it's always a joyous atmosphere. People are having a whale of a time. Some of the voices are insane.
Thank
you.
you.
How do you deal with that energy?
We're keeping it PG, yeah? No, I have some tricks in my sleeve, but yeah, I don't really like to plan, you know, you just kind of riff off other people, you know, so that's how I perform anyway. Oh, we can't really talk about TV shows and queer joy without mentioning RuPaul's Drag Race. That's an uplifting show, and that, you know, this.
Yeah, well, maybe we can watch a bit of that tonight, but I've got to wrap it up there, I'm afraid, guys. I know it.
These are getting shorter and shorter. Are we back
I'm
tomorrow?
getting told off. Yeah, no, we're not on tomorrow.
We've got a day
we're not
off.
on tomorrow. Sorry, guys. I know you must be very disappointed. But just to let you know, we are back Sunday with a very special guest, so tune in then.
See you then. Bye.
See you for Matthew and Friends.
Jolene and Friends. See you later.
Hello, I'm Lucy. I'm here on the Iris Prize podcast. I've been having some fabulous chats with some amazing filmmakers this year, all films shortlisted for the Best British Prize. I can't wait for you to hear what we got up to. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. See you soon.
Great stuff. Now we are going to end, as we do every night, with our Iris blogger, David Llewellyn. Over to David.
Thanks, Tom. In yesterday's blog, I said there's something moving about seeing the world from someone else's point of view. This got me thinking about documentaries, and in particular, some of those I've seen so far this year. We're living in an age of 10 and 12-part documentary series on Netflix, so you could be forgiven for thinking no true story can be told in half an hour or less. It's a testament to the skills that so many filmmakers do just that. Of those I've seen so far, there are two that really stood out. Perhaps their impact came from them being programmed together, but each in its own way creates that immediate sense of contact with lives very different to my own. Shira Avery, to be continued, is a powerful and beautifully made portrait of a 17-year-old living in a South Central housing collective for trans and non-binary people. Semi-estranged from their mother and dealing with the practical and emotional difficulties of transition, Shira's dignity and grace are truly inspirational. This was followed by Blackness, which gives us a snapshot of the black queer community in Brazil during the age of Bolsonaro. For them, the threat of violence is a daily reality, which could have made the film harrowing, but Blackness blends music, performance, and interviews to tell stories of resilience, all capped off with a fabulous Afrofuturist musical number. It often seems like empathy is in short supply these days in both our politics and media. And that's why films like these give me a little hope, because stories are often the first step towards knowledge, empathy, and compassion. And for those that we're up against, those three things are like bloody kryptonite.
Thanks, David, very much. And that was Iris live from Cardiff. You can catch up on previous episodes online. Just go to youtube.com/Iris Prize, and we'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. with the results. Yes, it's the Iris Awards. They're less than 24 hours away. You don't want to miss it. Don't party too hard. Bye-bye.